Hey there, good to see you again. It's August now, and while summer is still in full swing, things are heating up in a very different way when it comes to Social Security. There have been some pretty significant updates this month, some you might have heard whispers about, and others that could seriously change how you manage your benefits moving forward. From updated payment schedules to new security rules, second check for some folks this month, and even some controversy around repayments and how you receive your money. There's a lot going on behind the scenes. And here's something that might catch you off guard. Starting this month, it just got a whole lot harder to handle your Social Security business over the phone. We'll talk about what changed, why it matters, and how to make sure you don't get stuck without access to your own benefits. Plus, there's a push to move away from paper checks that could impact how you get paid in the months ahead. But first, I'd love to hear from you in the comments. What's one thing you wish were easier about dealing with Social Security? Whether it's the website, the phone system, or the local office. Just one sentence is fine. Your experience might help someone else out who's facing the same issue. And if you find this kind of info helpful, go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you never have to go searching for updates on your own. All right, let's get to the part most people check first, the August payment schedule. If you receive SSI, that's a Supplemental Security Income, you may have already noticed something unusual this month. Instead of just one deposit, you'll actually receive two payments in August. The first one came on Friday, August 1st. The second will show up on Friday, August 29th. That second check is technically for September, but it's being sent early because September 1st falls on Labor Day this year. It's totally normal, and you're not getting a bonus, just a shift in the calendar. But heads up, that means no SSI payment in September, so you'll need to plan ahead. Now, if you get both SSI and regular Social Security, or your benefits started before May 1997, then your main Social Security check should have arrived on Friday, August 1st. For everyone else, meaning your Social Security started after May 1997, your payment date depends on your birthday. If your birthday is between the 1st and 10th, expect your deposit on Wednesday, August 13th. If your birthday falls between the 11th and 20th, your payment should land on Wednesday, August 20th. And if your birthday is from the 21st through the end of the month, your payment is scheduled for Wednesday, August 27th. And as always, direct deposit tends to show up first thing in the morning, sometimes even before your coffee brews. But if you're still getting a physical check, allow a little extra time, especially with mail delays still being a thing in some areas. Speaking of that, there's a big push underway to encourage everyone to switch to direct deposit or a direct express debit card. The SSA has made it clear they prefer not to send out paper checks, and they've already phased them out for most people. But despite earlier discussion, paper checks are not going away for everyone. If you don't have access to a bank account or electronic payment system, you can still receive a paper check. That said, if you do have a way to switch, now's a great time. It's faster, safer, and less likely to get lost in the mail. Now let's talk about one of the biggest changes this month, and it's got people confused. Starting in August, you can no longer verify your identity over the phone for certain Social Security tasks. So if you're trying to change your address, check your benefit info, or make updates, you'll either need to log into your My Social Security account online or visit a field office in person. And yeah, that's a pretty big shift. The SSA says this change is all about security. Too many scam attempts, too many people getting impersonated over the phone. And on paper, that makes sense. But here's the problem. Millions of Americans either don't have reliable internet or aren't comfortable using it. So while this might stop some fraud, it could also make life harder for people who already face tech barriers. After a lot of pushback, the SSA did clarify one thing. You won't be forced to go to an office just to prove who you are. If you can use the online portal, great. But if not, you can still work things out in person when needed. Even so, just know this change is permanent and starts this month. So if you've been putting off setting up your online account, now's the time. It really is the fastest way to get help these days, especially with call centers still struggling to meet demand. And speaking of things catching people off guard, overpayment letters are making a comeback. As of July, the SSA now has the authority to withhold up to 50% of your monthly benefit to recover alleged overpayments. And I say alleged because a lot of people are receiving letters years after the fact. saying they owe thousands, even when the mistake wasn't theirs. Some of these letters are going out to people on fixed incomes with no warning, and that's creating real panic. Now, there's some hope on the horizon. A bipartisan bill in the Senate aims to reduce the burden of Social Security overpayment clawbacks by limiting recoveries to certain cases and forgiving debts that are more than 10 years old, but hasn't passed yet. So for now, if you get one of those letters, don't ignore it. You can file an appeal, ask for a waiver, or set up a payment plan. But the key is to respond quickly. Now on the tech side, the SSA has been rolling out some much-needed upgrades. After years of relying on outdated systems, they're finally replacing old software and making the website more reliable. Some people have already noticed shorter wait times when calling in, and the My Social Security portal is now available 24/7, which wasn't always the case. It's still a work in progress, but it's starting to make a real difference. And here's something that actually went right. Remember those changes to the windfall elimination provision and government pension offset? They're gone. And the SSA didn't just repeal them. They also managed to get retroactive payments out to over 3 million people 5 months ahead of schedule. That's over $17 billion returned to public servants like teachers and first responders who'd been shortchanged for years. If you were impacted, hopefully you've already seen that money. If not, check your account or contact SSA directly to confirm your eligibility. Also, if you've heard anything about Trump accounts, let's clear that up too. These are new investment accounts for babies born between 2025 and 2029. Every child gets a $1,000 deposit to start, and family members can contribute more over time. It's meant to promote saving early. But the political firestorm came when someone in the administration called it a potential path toward privatizing Social Security. Now, the White House is saying no, that's not the plan. The accounts are meant to supplement Social Security, not replace it. Still, if you're hearing chatter about this being the beginning of privatization, that's why. Whether it stays supplemental or shifts into something bigger down the line, we'll have to wait and see. And while we're on the topic of big changes, don't forget about those solvency concerns. Even with all the updates and modern systems, the trust fund is still projected to run short in the early 2030s. And if Congress doesn't act, benefits could be cut by as much as 24% starting in 2033. Also, one idea floating around again is switching to the CPI-E. That's a different inflation measure that better reflects how seniors actually spend their money, especially on healthcare and housing. Some say it's long overdue. Others worry it could speed up insolvency. Either way, nothing's passed yet, so it's just something to keep an eye on for now. All right, so what should you do this month? First, if you get SSI, remember you'll see 2 payments in August, but that means nothing in September. Don't let the early check throw off your budget. Second, if you haven't already, set up your online SSA account. With the new phone restrictions, it's really the best way to stay in control of your info. Third, if you're still receiving paper checks and you have a way to switch, consider enrolling in direct deposit or direct express. It's not required for everyone, but it is strongly encouraged, and it can save you some future headaches. And fourth, if you're affected by any of the policy changes, from overpayment letters to the repeal of WEP and GPO, double-check your benefit status. A lot of people are seeing changes this month, and it's better to be proactive than surprised. Hey, quick question before we wrap up. How do you feel about all these rule changes lately? Has it made things easier or just more confusing? Let me know in the comments. I really want to hear what your experience has been like. And if you found this helpful, please give a thumbs up so more folks can stay informed. And if you haven't subscribed yet, now's a good time, because between modernization, benefit shifts, and new programs, there's always something new happening with Social Security. Take care of yourself, budget smart with those payments, and I'll catch you again next time.